Rabindra Jhunjhunwala, partner Khaitan and Company. Well, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it from him on what a successful leader of the future looks like. He will help us in decoding the playbook of successful leaders. Let's give him a big round of applause and welcome him. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well doing, sir. Very well. How are you doing, sir?
Very well, thank you.
All right, over to you.
Welcome to the forum today, and so good to see you.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure.
Yes, thank you, sir. And you've been on the jury panel, sir. So, taking it from there, you've seen our candidates, our achievers, and now it's over to you as a leader to tell us what does it take to be a good leader.
Well, firstly, congratulations to everyone who's made it to the 40 under 40 list. As somebody said, you will get bragging rights. So very well done. Thank you very much, Business World, and very well done, Ashima and the entire team. You all have done a great job. I think if you ask me what makes a good and effective leader, there are many traits apart from, of course, being good at work. And I will carry forward what Mrs. Luthra just mentioned, passion. I think that is really the most important masala in being an effective leader. And then there are several other traits, and I will just point out what they are and not go down to defining it, because each of them can be a discussion in itself. You need to have clarity in your thoughts. You need to be humble. So humility is important. You need to have courage to make the decisions. Integrity, again, something which Mrs. Luthra mentioned. Decisiveness. You can't be sitting on decision making. You have to have the confidence and for taking people along with you. You also have to be a good listener. Give people a ear. You have to be fair. You have to set clear goals. You have to be efficient. You need to, at times, roll up your sleeves and be willing to do the work yourself. You have to be flexible. You need to be a team player. And I think one which people tend to forget, you need to find time to yourself, time to think. So, well, you can't be perfect. I doubt if somebody has everything, but at least identify what is key to your circumstances and follow some of these traits.
Thank you so much, sir. And comparing this to your time, not saying that your time is, anything to do here with the young achievers in that sense, but from your time to now, sir, how has the role of a leader changed? And speaking specifically in the virtual era, how do mentors and mentee connect now, according to you, or should be connecting now?
So, well, I'm not very old. So I think
I made that clarification.
So I think what is important is in your leadership position and how the roles have changed over the years, you have to make sure that you keep reinventing yourself. And taking the example of the current state of affairs where we find ourselves, the winds have changed. It is very different from anything in the past. You have the work from home challenges. You have all the related issues around how to generate work, how to deal with new types of work. I think communication is important. You need to be communicating, even if you're over communicating, but you need to be communicating. You need to be aware that people are facing challenges, their mental health issues. You need to keep investing in the right things. And frankly, those who sort of respond faster are going to be ahead. So those who and those who thought of things ahead of times would be even more ahead. You need to be nimble. You need to take decisions very quickly. You can't be sitting and procrastinating that, okay, yes, this is what I want to do. The ones who take quicker decisions are going to be better off.
Thank you, sir. And now that the lines between workplace and work from home place have blurred so much, what is your tip or suggestion to people to manage their time, how would a good leader optimize on his or her time?
Well, there are many things that one can do, but let's talk of one or two of them. I think having good deputies and being able to delegate, to trust people and not to micromanage is very important. You need to sort of declutter and prioritize, because again goes back to my point of procrastination. The more you sort of identify what you need to do, what is more important, um, is important. So have your things to do, manage them well. And of course the lockdown has taught us the use of technology, and if you haven't yet learned that technology is important to optimize your time and manage your time well, then frankly, God help you.
So, is there any technology in particular that would have saved the day for you, you'd like to suggest?
Every day you learn a new thing. No, there is not one technology. I generally feel that it's not just about using an app, but trying to get to a way of life that you don't run away from technology and you're willing to learn something new. Well, I can't play a video game on my son's computer, but I think those of you who can play, or those of you who try and play, I'm telling you, your brains are working better and faster than mine. So use technology, as many of them.
That's true, sir. And so, what is that one leadership lesson from your life, maybe from your mentor or something you have come across that you'd like to share?
I would say be passionate. And I would say, yeah, definitely say be passionate. Give 100% to whatever you do. It doesn't matter whether it is big or small. Whatever you pick up, whatever you do, give your heart to it. The devil is in the details, so take pride in that work that you do. It is very important to be able to do that. And again, frankly, this is my lesson from my life. It doesn't have to be yours. So what you need to do is find your strength, find your quality, and follow it. That is my one lesson to you.
Sure, sir. And so we've had this debate for very long with all our panelists, and everyone says, we ask them, what's your mantra for success for our young achievers? And then they say, it's how you measure success. So my first question before I get to that is, what is your measure of success, the best measure of success?
Great question, and a very tough one. Very tough one to define, because unlike wealth, which probably your wealth advisor or your bank or your real asset list will tell you, perhaps maybe for me it is, well, before I go into what it is, I think I would like to quote something which I read. There's a theorist, I don't remember his name, but it has stuck on. And he said that you cannot manage what you cannot measure. You cannot manage what you cannot measure. So it is important that you ask that question. For me, it is happiness for sure. And that happiness is not just about me. That happiness is first for my people, for the team, for the people who are engaged with me. Because if they are happy, it will mean having a happy client. The next on that happiness list is my client. And then it is finally myself. And however cliched it may sound, how much I sleep or how well I sleep is a measure of success for me.
Thank you so much. So now we have Dr. Batra in with us. Welcome, Dr. Batra.
Hi, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, how are you?
Hi.
Thank you.
How are you?
Great job. Good. And I heard him for the last 10 minutes. So I can only say that congratulations. You live by whatever philosophy and your working inputs that you've shared. My question to you is, last 6 months I've been seeing the number of deals your organizations have advised on, right? Tell us post-pandemic, what is the kind of mind shift you did, the firm did, and hence it kind of percolated down? What is that one skill that you added on in the lockdown which will help you throughout the journey?
So again, very difficult one, Dr. Batra, to identify, but I would say it is about continuously evolving. And unless you continue to do that, it is very difficult to stay ahead of the game. You can't be fixated about your ideas, and you can't be so fixed that, okay, this is the way I will do it, come what may. So I think the pandemic, the crisis has taught us, and of course, this has been quoted many a time. Churchill said that crisis should not be. You don't let a crisis go to waste. So you have to evolve. You have to keep changing. You have to be nimble. And everybody, whether it is a 10-year-old, whether it is the under 40,
humble too, so that
no, there are many. Yeah, so there are many other aspects. If you ask me one, I would say you need to continue to be evolving.
Thank you so much. What is your one big advice to young legal leaders who we are celebrating today? We announced them last Saturday. If you have to give your younger partners or younger professionals that work in your team one advice that you still believe they can do and implement and have not yet implemented.
So if it is a message which is going to young lawyers and to my team members, to my colleagues, my one advice is going to be follow the following 10 advice which I will give you, because one will be very difficult to set you apart. And I will say very quickly: be systemized, be organized, build your relationships, don't have a purpose to your friendship, collaborate and have the ability to manage conflict, recognize others, use your time productively, don't stop learning from people around you, engage with intelligent people, be noticed. So try and find your specialization. Don't get so busy that nobody knows you. Please give back, mentor people, else you will be left behind because others will mentor. Become an advisor and not a service provider. Of course, stay hungry, passionate, and driven, because that is important. But at the same time, remain a good human being. Finally, I always like to mention that, at the end of the rat race, you will still remain a rat. So keep that in mind. Have your passions outside of work and follow them. It will keep you happy and energized, which are important. So work hard, and of course, party harder. Sorry, I can't. This one I couldn't have let go.
I love it. I want to use some of those, but I'd say be humble along with it. Because sometimes I feel young people doing so well, and a little bit arrogance comes into that. And second is, if you haven't been able to achieve something today, it's not that you're bad. It's a matter of luck, destiny. Maybe you're destined to do it a little later. So be in the game long enough so that it will happen. So thank you, Mr. Jhunjhunwala, for talking to BW Legal World. Thanking you from all my team members for being on the jury and making the jury process so involved and so transparent. We're really grateful. This is the first year. I think we'll learn from whatever we have to learn this year, and hopefully next year again we'll seek your inputs.
I have no doubt that you will do very well. Thank you very much, Dr. Batra, Ashima, and everyone out there at Business World. And congratulations to all the young leaders. Thank you. Bye. Take care.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jhunjhunwala.